how I made $2 million in the stock market book review, plus reminiscences of a stock market operator book review, plus how I personally made about $400,000 in the past year investing. Not saying it to brag, but just to let you know I might know a couple things, and to combine it with these big ballers from the early 1900s when millions is now tens, hundreds of millions. This is going to help you out. So if that sounds interesting, then welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav, here, as we're going to bust up a bunch of myths about investing, about becoming wealthy, about making money and investing. So if that sounds good to you, then come on, hit the thumbs up button. And it's for you. This is definitely for you, no matter what you're thinking. Oh, it's not for me. I don't have that much to invest. When we live in an inflationary environment, when the cost of gas is up, when the cost of housing is up, when the cost of food is up, when college tuition is up, when medical is up, when over the past couple of years they printed year over year 25% increase in the money supply, 15% increase in the money supply, you're not going to get ahead by saving money. You're going to fall behind by saving money. And the dollar is melting. You got to find something else to put it in. It could be the stock market. It could be real estate. It could be crypto. And we're going to talk about some fundamental lessons here for the stock market, but they apply the same to crypto. So if that sounds interesting, let's get to it. So I'm just going to start off by saying things that I thought were true, and then how they're not actually what me or these two guys used to create a lot of wealth, and also a short period of time, getting rich quick. But before, disclaimer, none of this is financial advice. I have another video on a book, what I learned losing $1 million. I've met people who have lost $600,000. You need to be extremely careful. It sucks that you have to sort of gamble and risk your money. It would be really nice if you could just save. And we're going to talk about we're going to talk about how to limit your risk is a lot of the strategy in this. A lot of the times that people lose money is because they deviate from their strategy, but also because they charge in with no information. So this video is not enough to get started. Me personally, I spent a year reading 100 books before I put my money in. And these same guys, this guy who made $2 million investing in the stock market, he read 200 books. It says in the back of the book. He read 200 books on stock market investing. And that really helped him make his money. Okay, so first thing is diversify is something here. You should diversify. These guys did not diversify. This guy made most of his money on 4 or 5 stocks total. His $2 million was made on about 5 stocks. And at a time, he usually only held 2 stocks at a time. Similarly, this guy usually only had 1 or 2 operations at a time. He traded not just stocks, but commodities, which is prices of corn and wheat and stuff like that. But usually he only had a couple things at a time. Personally, I only hold 2 things, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's not saying that you should hold these things or you should hold those things, but when you hold just a couple things, it allows you to concentrate. So the opposite of diversification is concentration. It's not just about concentrating your wealth, but about concentrating your time and your energy. So when you diversify your money, you also have to diversify your time, and you have to look at many baskets, and it's possible to make a lot of mistakes. It's more stressful. It's hard to master one thing. So that's why most of these guys have 1 or 2 trades open at a time, and are not diversifying. Diversifying is something you can do to protect your wealth, but if you're trying to generate wealth, concentrating on a couple trades at a time is a good way to go. Okay, so that's one lesson from this. Another lesson is to, there's this idea of buy low, sell high, and taking profits. That's not what these guys do. This is also not what I've done. This is very interesting. You don't buy low, sell high. You buy high, and you sell higher. And you don't take profits, you sell out when the tide changes. So these are 2 sort of concepts. You hear buy low, sell high. Especially this guy, $2 million in the stock market, he's looking for stocks that are breaking out, that are going super high, highly traded. And this guy is looking for industry leaders, the industry leader in the hottest industry. So for instance, what are the industry leaders in the hottest industry in crypto? In today's world. The hottest industry is crypto. The industry leaders are Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've done the same thing here. So yes, you can make money looking at little penny shits, but also you're much more likely to lose money. You're looking for things that have a lot of volume and are breaking higher. So when something hits a new all-time high, when something crosses 100 for the first time, this is when you move in. This is when these guys move in. They're looking for something that's skyrocketing and you get in, not necessarily early, but when there's a confirmed breakout. So this is sort of a different strategy than what you hear of buy low, sell high. This guy also describes it as pyramiding, and they both do this, and I also did this as well, where, okay, you buy something, you put money in, and you're averaging up, you're not averaging down. As the price goes up, you put in more. Oh, the price is going up, I'm putting in more. The price is going up, I'm putting in more. You don't sell when the price goes up. It's confirmation that you're right and you should put in more. So he calls this pyramiding. You call this averaging up. I'm just going to put in more money. This is what I've done as I've continued to average up in Bitcoin and Ethereum as they've gone up, especially Bitcoin, but Ethereum. I'm not saying Bitcoin is better than Ethereum. I'm saying that I put more money into the one than the other. But it's confirmation that you're doing something right, so you put more money in. So taking profits, when to sell. We're going to come back and talk about risk management. So what scrubs do and losers do is when something goes, they have two stocks, one of the stocks goes up, one of the stocks go down, what do? The loser sells the winner, takes profit, and then averages down by buying more of the losing stock. This is exactly wrong. What you need to do is cut your losses. You sell the loser and then you put more money in the winner, and then you don't sell the winner. You don't take profits. You let your winners run. You let your winners ride. There's no reason to sell a rising stock. Same thing that I've done. There's no reason to. So when do you sell and when do you take profits? Okay, we're going to get into that shortly, but understand that it's about risk minimization. So this guy, for instance, he looks for a stock that is breaking out. It's breaking higher. It's breaking out of a previous range. Say it was ranging between 40 and 50. And when it gets to 51 and it's priced high, he moves in on it, but he puts up a automatic sell order just below his buy price. So he buys at 51. He has an automatic sell price at, say, 48. So a lot of his trades, he gets stopped out quickly and just loses a small amount of money. Like I lose a couple percent here, I lose a couple percent there. I was wrong, I got stopped out. This way, he has minimum losses. The most you can lose is 2%, 3%, maybe 10%, depending on where you put your stop. But the most you can gain is infinite. So he buys 4 stocks, say, to see which ones to put his money in. 2 of them get stopped out and sell automatically at a minor loss. 2 of them go up. He takes all of his money and puts them in those 2. And then as the price goes up, he keeps raising his stop loss up behind it, his automatic sell order. So now the stock is selling for 100 and his automatic sell order is at 80. So you see what you're doing here is you have unlimited possibility of profits and limited potential of loss. This is backwards of how most scrubs and losers and noobs do it, who lose their money, is they allow for unlimited loss and then limited upside. They sell when they take profit and they hold on to their losers indefinitely. You need to sell your losers and take a certain loss right away instead of taking an uncertain, unlimited loss later. Just take your losses, get out. And also in that other book, How I Lost $1 Million, what I learned losing $1 million investing in the stock market, he lost his money by just not selling out, not taking a loss. So, yeah, okay, how to sell. So this is sort of interesting of when to time the top. When do you sell, when do you time the top? So this is interesting because especially when you're buying into something that's breaking out and going higher, if it's going parabolic, at some point it's going to break and the price is going to go down. So when do you go down? Do you sell on the way up? That's not what these guys are recommending. There's no reason to sell a rising stock. You can't also time the top. You don't know when it's going to top. What happens is it peaks and then it starts to go down. It reacts downwards, and as it doesn't rally back up, that's when you sell. So you sell, say, it peaks at 100 and that turns around to 90 and it turns around in 80, and you get liquidated at 80. So you sell 10, 20 points from the top. However, if you had sold on the way up, you have no idea. You might have sold at 60, you might have sold at 70, right? So you just continually raise your stop loss, your automatic order, or your sell point, and then you take a certain loss if it goes low. So, I mean, you just let your winners run. You let your winners continually go up. You don't sell a rising stock. You sell it when it's no longer a rising stock, when it's turning around, when it's becoming a loser, and your money's going down is because of it. And you're never going to optimize, get 100% this way, but you don't have to optimize or get 100% this way. When your gains are crazy, if you leave 20% on the table, that's fine, right? So those are some interesting lessons that I got from these books, and those are the main ones. Is you cut your losses short, you don't take profit, you sell as the tide turns. You read a lot and study a lot before entering. You average up, you pyramid in, you add more as it goes up. You pick winners that are breaking out. You pick the best assets in the best industries. And I mean, as they're going down, though, sometimes you enter a bear market and you don't hold anything. This guy likes to do a lot of shorting, which is a way to bet on prices going down. This guy just sits out of the bear market. You could just sit out of the bear market as well. Sometimes one thing is like, you don't force it. If you don't see a hot industry with leaders breaking out, then you don't buy. So you might wait for a long time and not trade. Say, hey, you only have 2 trades open at a time. There's periods where you have 0 trades open at a time. You have no trades whatsoever. So hope you find that helpful. Hope you find that interesting. I know it's interesting to me because everything that I've been sort of told growing up, and I wasn't told much. I didn't have necessarily a great financial education, but yeah, buy low, sell high, buy cheap stocks, take profits, diversify. That's not what these guys done, and that's also not what I've done. So if that's interesting to you, you want more videos like this, comment down below, let me know. Again, I'm not I feel like my content and my energy has been forced to go this way because of the inflation and the monetary policy. They're just printing more money, so we're having to go and do this. Just to talk quickly about my own strategy of Bitcoin. I mean, I'm sort of a less active strategy than these guys. I have, a couple trades at a time, the same. But yeah, I'm less interested in selling. It's harder now because these strategies are known about, and especially in crypto, it's so volatile. It's easy to get shaken out and have your stop loss triggered and then just be on the sidelines of the market, right? You have a 50% correction and then it goes to a new all-time high, and so you need to be very active, or you need to pick the right projects and be prepared to hold for a long period of time. Either of that works, but the more active, the more attention you can pay is great, which is why only having a couple projects is a pretty nice thing, because it's a lot to really understand what's going on and to watch them and to have a plan, and here's when I buy, here's when I sell. But yeah, me personally, I'm expecting the tide to change soon. I could be wrong. I'm expecting a couple more legs up in this market, and then a bull market starting the next bear market downtrend starting end of this year, sometime early next year. And I will be selling some of my stuff as that happens. Not all of it, just some of it. Most of it's long-term hold. But yeah, and a lot of that's based on this. I spent a lot of time thinking, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna hold everything. It's like, no, that's not correct. As the tide changes, you should sell some. Hybrid strategy, I'm not gonna sell all. So hope you found that useful. Hope you found that interesting. Comment down below if you did. I appreciate you. Much love. I'm reading a lot of books. I can do more books, share more books with you. And again, not financial advice, and don't dive in right away. Read 100 books first before you put your money. Something that's sad is seeing people spend more time thinking about what they're going to wear than putting their life savings into some investment. It's wrong. You got to spend a lot of time studying. So hope you find that interesting. Appreciate you. Much love, and talk to you soon. Peace.